You know, if you're a creator of any kind, there's this one question that just follows you around, doesn't it? How do I find my authentic voice? It feels like this magical thing that some people are just born with. But what if I told you the whole search is the problem? What if you're not supposed to find it at all?
Right? This is the thing we all obsess over. Is it about my word choice? Is it the rhythm of my sentences? Is there some kind of secret flair I need to add that makes my work unmistakably, well, mine?
Well, here's the twist. The secret is to stop looking for it. Because your voice isn't something you go out and find, like buried treasure. It's something you reveal from inside you. It's not an invention, it's a discovery.
To really get our heads around that, we have to start by tearing down a huge idea that gets in pretty much everyone's way: the myth of originality.
See, an author's voice isn't about trying to sound different just for the sake of it. It's the specific, totally unreplicable way that you see the world, the way you interpret the truth. It's your unique angle on things. It's been there the whole time, it just needs to be uncovered.
And to really understand this, nothing works better than a great story. So let's jump back to the 16th century and uncover something called the cartographer's secret.
Okay, meet Gerardus Mercator. Back in 1569, he did something that seems pretty simple to us now, but it was absolutely revolutionary at the time. He published a world map that people could actually use. He didn't invent new continents or fantastical beasts, he just saw the world more clearly than anybody else.
You have to understand, before Mercator, maps were kind of a beautiful mess. They were treated like top-secret documents, guarded by powerful guilds. They were also wildly inconsistent, definitely more art than science. Map makers would draw dragons in the empty spaces and sketch out coastlines based on little more than rumors. For a sailor trying to get from point A to point B, yeah, they were pretty much useless.
This really shows you the massive shift he created. The old maps, they were all about decoration and rumor. Mercator's map was about clarity and observation. He took something that was a secret and turned it into a tool. He replaced tradition with truth. He actually went out, he listened to sailors, he measured things, and he chose what was real over what just looked good.
So what was the reaction? Well, the establishment, the critics, they hated it. They actually called his map too plain, too boring. But the people who really mattered, the sailors who depended on these maps, they absolutely loved it. And why? Simple. Because it worked. It was useful. It was true.
And this is where that whole history lesson clicks into place for us today, because every writer, every creator, every one of us is facing the exact same dilemma that Mercator did. We're just moving from maps to manuscripts.
And that brings the choice right to your doorstep. Do you just follow the formula, copy the maps that everybody else is using? Or do you take a risk and start charting your very own unexplored territory? Because here's the crucial idea. Your voice doesn't come from getting better at imitating other people. It starts to emerge the second you stop copying someone else's coordinates and start exploring your own landscape, your unique experiences, your weird perspectives, and your personal obsessions.
So, how do we actually do that? Okay, let's get practical. Let's look at a framework you can use for charting your own territory. Okay, check this out. It's the Cartographer Framework, and it basically turns Mercator's entire process into a blueprint for us. So step 1, he explored the world, you explore your own experiences. 2, he questioned the old maps, you question what everyone else takes for granted. He used real observation, you write down what you actually think, not what you're supposed to think. He chose truth over decoration, you cut anything that's just there to sound fancy. And finally, he published his map even though the critics hated it. You have to share your work before it feels perfectly safe.
So let's boil that down into 5 simple actions. 1. Document what you really see and think. 2. Pinpoint exactly where you disagree with the crowd. 3. Write about the stuff you can't stop thinking about. 4. Get rid of all the fluffy, decorative language. And 5, and this is a big one, publish it. Get it out there. Your voice isn't real until someone else hears it. All of this, everything we've talked about, it all comes down to one core idea. And if you remember one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. It's about your sight, not your style. We get so caught up thinking our voice is about finding the exact right words, about crafting that perfect poetic sentence. But that's not it. Your voice isn't in your words. It's in the vision behind them. It's not about how you say something, it's about what you see that nobody else does. That, right there, is the entire game. The source material puts this just perfectly. The truth, your voice isn't in your style, it's in your sight. Think about it.
People don't remember how beautifully a cartographer drew the coastline. They remember that he showed them a coastline they had never been able to see clearly before.
And that means this mysterious thing we call voice, it's not mysterious at all. It's just the natural sound of someone telling their own truth, simply and honestly. And here's the funny thing. Writers who are obsessed with sounding original often end up sounding like everyone else. But the ones who just chase accuracy and honesty, they're the ones who end up sounding completely and refreshingly original.
So, I'll leave you with a final question to chew on. Mercator looked at the world and saw a place that needed a clearer, more honest map. So now, look at your own world, your own experiences, your own beliefs. What territory, what uncomfortable truth or unique observation are you refusing to map just because nobody's ever drawn it that way before?